you. You heard Jacqueline's story, but what I want to ask you is, what should families, you've been 40 years in this, what should families look for? What are some of the signs when a child is very depressed, has a lot of anxiety, so they can reach out and get help before a child takes their own life? What are some of the things that the families of a troubled child should really look for?
Well, first, I just want to say how sorry I am for your loss. And it takes a lot of courage to come before the public and to tell your story. And I agree with you 100% in terms of the fact that physical problems are viewed much differently. When we talk about symptoms, I can remember a story some time ago that was very widely publicized about a pre-adolescent who was diagnosed with cancer. And the students in his class, a bunch of boys, shaved their heads in solidarity with him when he lost his hair as a result of chemotherapy. Okay, but what we have to start doing is treating illnesses above the neck the same as illnesses below the neck. And stigma does kill. Stigma does kill. In terms of symptoms, it's, there's a list that we can go through, which includes, loss of appetite, not sleeping well, isolation, loss of friends. Certainly, if someone is, keeping to themselves, some kids are writing journals in which they're talking about their feelings or doing artwork. That's very disturbing. So there's many different things, but it's not necessarily always the case that people that are closest to the person who's suffering is going to see what's going on. It can be hidden, which is to say why it's so important that the larger community, including the schools, one's peers, have a sense that they can stand up and that they can speak out. I know in the term of bullying, they talk about bystanders and upstanders. And the upstanders are those who will stand up for someone who's being mistreated or treated poorly in some way. But the issue of stigma is so critical. What we're really dealing with, and we're talking about, Howie, you talked about we're going to devote the program to suicide, to bullying, to drug and alcohol addiction. It all really fits under the umbrella of mental health. They call it behavioral health. I'm not crazy about that word, but it's under mental health. And for many years, mental health and drug and alcohol issues and developmental disabilities were treated, and still are to some extent, to a great extent, in what we refer to as silos, meaning that there are different agencies at the state level that fund these programs, that work independently without communicating with one another. That's starting to change a little bit, but we're really looking under a broader umbrella of mental health issues. And it's something that really amounts at this point in time, and has for so many years, to an issue of discrimination. People with serious mental health issues are discriminated against. It's a civil rights issue. It's an issue that we have to look also at the insurance industry in terms of their practices, which provide a lack of timely and affordable access to families that have concerns about their children.
Absolutely.